Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I apologize for the lousy snap. My fingers are a little bit banged up from work, so I can't quite get the stank on it the way I normally can. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, hiya, hiya, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my A Killer's Confession shirt. One of a few that I have that is now got all kinds of good... Yeah, I need to wash this. That's alright, I'm getting a new dryer tomorrow, so hopefully I gotta go out and make it happen and everything, but that's the plan. My old one crapped out on me because my basement flooded. But anyway... What is A Killer's Confession? They are a heavy metal band, kind of an alternative metal band, that's been around for going on close to a decade now. I became aware of their stuff not too long after they started doing their thing because the lead singer of Killer's Confession had previously been the lead singer of a band called Mushroomhead that I'm a big fan of. And when they parted ways, he started up AKC. Ever since then, he and they have just been going at it furiously, putting out albums, touring constantly. Like, Waylon and the guys in AKC, they're the guys who are just working and doing it. And I have nothing but the greatest respect for them. So much so, I actually have a number of videos of their performances that I've attended. Those videos are on the channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. I have nothing else. I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're incredible. But anyway. What am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is my shirt all covered in goo? Well, my shirt's covered in goo because I just got through reviewing a couple of items from a place called Boom Ethio Beans. Look at that. Which is a cool Ethiopian place. But it turns out that, like, this whole little encampment area around Ethio Beans is just filled with cool spots. One of which happens to be... Boom! It's a place called Lasa Filipino Cafe, and they're attached to a Filipino restaurant. I think it's called Hong Nam, I want to say. I haven't reviewed anything from there yet, but I will eventually. Just not today. But yeah, I saw they had a cool little, like, bakery attached to their whole thing, and I was like, that sounds cool. But what is this? This is their pan de sal, and I apologize for any mispronunciations, but that's what that looks like to me. I also apologize for my fingers being, again, they're kind of banged up from work. But yeah, I guess this is like a traditional Filipino thing, and it's like, you know, these cool rolls or whatever. So I figured I'd go over there and I'd get some. Yep. Let's open it up. I've been to a Filipino bakery once before, years ago. So I think I might have had this. And you get all of these for like $5 or something like that. Like maybe like 6 with tax, but ooh, oh, it's so soft. Okay, now let's get a thing for the thing. We'll kind of, there's all kinds of stuff. It's ha 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 ha. Let's give it a go. Okay. Kind of like a dinner roll, but with a little bit more going on. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Kind of reminds me of like a King Hawaiian roll, because there's like a little bit of a sweetness to it. I love the stuff on top. It gives a little extra texture. That's really nice. Very nice and fluffy. Really nice and easy to eat. I could see this being like a thing for breakfast. Real easy. That's really good. And yeah, I definitely, if I didn't have this, whatever I had was very similar. Because I remember it being like a kind of slightly sweetened roll. That's really good. I figured I would start off because, like, they have a wide variety of stuff. I figured I'd just start with something simple like this because, that seemed to be something that they're hanging their hat on. I mean, they do the prepackaged stuff and everything. I figured I'd start from here, eventually work my way up as time goes by. I'm glad I did so because with something like this, it's such a simple thing, there's nowhere to hide with it. If you fuck it up, everybody's going to see it. And at the same time, bread can be very easily overlooked, right? It's bread. Put it on sandwiches or whatever. But obviously that completely undercuts how awesome bread actually is and how many things you can do with it. So I figured this would be a cool starting place to work with because, I get to go over there and see, again, I get to sort of highlight bread, but at the same time, I get to try it, a little bit different version of what I'm personally used to being a suburban white guy in Illinois. No, it's really nice. I mean, if there's a criticism to be had, it's a little bit plain, but I don't mean that in an inherently bad way or anything. It's clear, like, this isn't trying to be, like a dessert or anything like that. It's just a cool little pick up and go thing. It gives you a nice little taste. Like I said, there's a little sweetness to it. It kind of permeates throughout it, but it's sweetened, not sweet. Again, it doesn't feel like a dessert roll or anything like that. Somewhat similar to like a King Hawaiian roll there. It's got a little kind of inherent sweetness to it. But no, that's really nice. And that's the type of thing where it's like, I could see using that in multiple different ways, or just going over there, grabbing one to go, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing, more or less. And especially since I have so many of the damn things. Yeah, these would be perfect to go over there, grab one before I go to work, have it with something on my lunch. These are really good. But, two questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I have to go with yes and yes. Like, I'm not going to, obviously I'm not an expert on Filipino food yet. Who knows, maybe at some point. But no, going off of the little bit that I've had of Filipino food, I've liked everything I've had. And this really continues that. I'm not going to go over there and say it's like the best roll I've ever had. Or that, I'm going to be jonesing to make sure that I go out and get some more. But, it's the type of thing where, it's simple, it's tasty, it's filling. And it is the type of thing where it'd be nice to just have around the house. To just, again, before work, or maybe, as part of a quick lunch or something like that. Those are just nice rolls. And for me personally, I usually like to have rolls around the house anyway. It's not doing anything groundbreaking or anything. I'm not going to say that it's, changed my life or my perspective on rolls, but they're definitely well prepared and they're tasty. And, I think that if you're somebody where you enjoy bread, if you're a bread aficionado, it's something where I would go over there and say, yeah, definitely give it a shot. And, if I'm recommending it, like I said, at some point, hopefully I'll get back to their menu, be able to go into more of their stuff. But as a starting point, this is a good starting point. Because again, if you can't do this right, I don't have a lot of hope for you as far as anything more complicated. But these are nice rolls. They're simple, they're tasty, they're filling. And I think that if that's what you're looking for, not only could you do far worse for a lot more money, let me get that out of the fucking way. On top of that, again, they're very similar to stuff that I am already familiar with, but just, a little bit different. And I like that, so. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have themselves a truly Filipino food-tastic rest of your life. I need to try more Filipino food. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. It's hard because there's so many good places to eat by me. I could go, I just want to just circle around, just keep doing it all the time. I'd weigh 800 pounds and I'd die before I was 50, but final 2 things. Number 1, Try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what are some other Filipino pastries that I should go over there and try? Or Filipino cuisine in general? Like I said, I mean, I have a little place that's not too far from where I live that I need to get back out to. I have this place over here. Folks, the backlog of things I need to try and places I need to go. I mean, if this YouTube thing ever takes off, if it ever does take off, though, and it becomes at least financially replenishing for itself, it is not right now. But if it ever does get to that point, then, you know, maybe I can go over there and I can make it more and more of a regular thing. But at least for right now, you know, I'm doing what I can. So, but anyway.